Hello, my name is Marilena Petridou. I am a Feldenkrais practitioner based in Athens, Greece. This is a series of recordings under the general title Crawling into Walking, part of Move Better, Feel Better Feldenkrais Awareness Summit. Lesson 9: Walking Variations. Please stand with your feet a little bit apart and your arms long by your sides. Feel how you organize against gravity, how the spine and whole body stands on these two little bases, the feet. Notice how much weight you have on each foot. What do you feel in the knees, right and left, in your hips and pelvis, right and left? Compare the sensation on two sides in these areas. Then travel up to the waist and ribs. How are these organized and standing? Observe the length of each side, the way the arms are hanging, the distance of the shoulders to the head on each side. Finally, notice the head. Where is the top of the head pointing? Where is the chin and the nose and the horizon for your eyes? Notice your vision, how you see with one eye and the other one, the quality of your vision. Close your eyes and see if you can keep a sense of yourself with closed eyes. What is your sense of balance? Open your eyes and start to walk and notice how you move, how the arms and legs move. When are the arms coming forward and back? Notice differences between the two sides. How the shoulders and ribs move as you step on each leg and foot. Notice the subtle movements in your lower back, the neck, the ankles, the knees, and the lower parts of each foot and each leg. How do the arms coordinate with the legs? Do they move in relation to each other, and in what way? Do they move in opposition? Does one side do something different from the other? Notice the timing of these movements and your breathing as you walk. How is the breathing timed? Walk also backwards and see how you do it. How do you use your feet, your shoulders, the head and the vision? Walk again forward and try now to time the leg and arm movements in opposition exactly at the same time. When the right leg comes forward, so does the left arm, and the other way. Do it slowly and carefully, and notice where are all other parts at that moment. How does the pelvis and ribs move? How does the head and the eyes coordinate? When it is clear enough, go a bit faster. This is the contralateral walking pattern. Now stop and rest in standing for a few moments. Then try the opposite, that is to move the arm and leg of the same side together. This is what we call the homolateral walking. Do you recognize this kind of walking in your own patterns? Go slow and notice how it feels to move like that. How do you organize to do it? What sort of movements need to be created in your spine, the shoulders and the head? How do the toes organize? Does it feel a bit like walking on a line? Imagine this as if the toes are connected with strings with your hands. The left toes with your left hand and the right toes with your right hand. Do it clearly. Now go back to walking in diagonals, opposite legs to arms. How do you organize this now? What does it feel like? Walk simply and free. Feel how you do it. What is different now? Slowly go to the floor on your back and rest. Feel the contact with the floor and the way you breathe. What do you notice? Now roll onto your belly and stand on your elbows and forearms and knees. Start to move in crawling or cruising mode forward and notice the coordination of all parts and how your belly, the back and the pelvis move. Try to do this both in contra and homolateral modes. Now slowly stand up. And continue this kind of cruising, but upright. Try to imitate this kind of walking on the floor, but being on your feet. So use your arms and elbows and your knees and legs to advance forward by moving them softly and carefully into the air. Notice how this is for you, how you organize it. How do you use your head, your eyes, your spine, your whole self? How do you feel in this movement? Then leave it and walk again simply. Feel the effects of this play with the elbows and knees on the way you walk now. Stand somewhere in the room with your feet a bit apart, and now let your pelvis tilt a little bit forward. Feel how you flex in the hip joints and come back. Try it a few times and then stay like that. Stay like that and try to walk forward. Feel what this kind of movement is like. What does it mean for your head and ribs, the arms and the legs? How do you touch the floor with your feet? How do you move in your shoulders and hips? Keep your breathing continuous and notice if your legs and arms move same-sided or opposite. Try both. with your pelvis tilted forward like that. After a while, leave it and walk simply, as you would do. Feel what's changed. How do you organize now to walk? Now, as you walk, in every step forward you make, bring the chin a bit forward as well. Do it simply without effort. Just a simple protruding of the chin forward every time you step forward, and then return. With every new step, the chin comes forward. Feel what the rest of yourself is doing. The arms, the back, the pelvis. Do you make smaller steps or bigger? How are your arms and legs coordinated now? Leave it and walk again. Walk simply and notice the effect of that previous chin play. As you walk, bring your attention to your right hip and let it come forward every time you step with either of the feet. So keep your right hip forward and continue to walk. Notice what the leg of that side does. How is it forced to move? And keep this one-sided movement for a while. What is your right knee doing? Does it bend more or less than before? Be sure to make your step forward and not to the side. Now try to make a step forward with your right leg, but bring the right hip back every time you step forward. Notice what the right leg and your back does. Take your time to find it. After a while, try altering those. So in every step you make, step once with your right hip forward and once with the right hip back. Feel the challenge and try to keep it as clear as possible. Leave it and walk simply. Rest in walking and notice what this created in your walk. Now play with your left hip. Every time you make a step with your left foot, bring the left hip forward and see how that is. Notice the movement in the whole leg and pelvis and rest of yourself. Go slow and with attention. Add the backward movement, so every time you step with the left foot, the left hip comes back. See what this is like. Then alter between them. Play with both, once forward, once back, with every step. Let it go and simply walk and observe your whole self, the coordination of all parts, the role of breathing, the rhythm, the way the head is carried and the eyes participate. Continue to integrate through walking, or lie on your back to rest and enjoy the floor. This is Marilena Petridou. You can find more about me and my activities in my blog marilenapetridou.weebly.com and also in my Facebook profile Marilena Petridou. You also may check Feldenkrais on Tour on Facebook. It is a Feldenkrais retreat I co-organize in the Greek island of Crete.